Everyone, it's Tara. I'm back to share a couple tags with you, altered tags. This is going to kick off my Women of Color altered tag series, and I might do a couple of cards as well. But in each episode, I'm going to show you two cards using some vintage images of women of color. So I'm going to start off doing African American women because that's most of the images that I've collected so far. But since it is a Women of Color series, I was thinking of doing some Latina images, vintage images, and maybe some, I'm not sure what else. Maybe Asian, because I did find a lot of images for Hispanic and Asian women. So anyway, let's get started. So this is the first tag that I did, and this is using the paper that I used was the Die Cuts with a View All Dressed Up stack. And this is going to one of my YouTube friends, and she said one of her favorite colors is green. So that's why I chose this paper line and used the colors that I did, and I really like the way that it came out. So let's see. So this image is of three friends, and it looks like they are flapper girls. Judging by the dress, it's probably 1920s this image was taken, or this picture was taken, and I just love it. I mean, they just look so classy, dressed up, and I just love it. It's just beautiful. So, anyway, I used one of the stickers from the collection, and I actually made it into a stick pin holder. So I added a piece of corkboard underneath and adhered the sticker, and then I added 4 stick pins for this lady that I'm going to send this tag to. So let me show you the stick pins real quick. So this one, I love making these. These are actually the Tim Holtz Memo pins. So I just added some pretty beads on there, and I left that open so she can use it for whatever she chooses to. I'm just going to leave that off. And then here's the other stick pin. I hope you can see them, but this one's really pretty. This is like an all green one, and I love this little tulip thing here, bead. So that's that one. There's another one. And then this one I just did in black and white, or black and silver. So that's that one. Okay. And I used some Wild Orchid Crafts flowers here, and this is a trellis rose 35mm, and I sprayed this. It was white, and I sprayed it with Garden Fairy from Tattered Angels, and I then just did a light spritz of what is that color? It's like a teal color. I think it's Jazz Blue. Yeah, it's Jazz Blue, and it matched perfectly. So I hope you can tell. And then I used these little black flowers, and I just used some Lagoon Stickles. I love this color. I bought this from Blitzy, and it's really pretty, and it matched perfect with this paper line. So I just stickled the edges of the black flowers. And then here I just used another sheet of the paper and backed it as a mat for the photo. And then here, of course, Beady Bomb Bomb is my favorite as far as these slider buckles and everything. I love using them. So I used the slider buckle with a black flat back pearl, and then used some black tulle behind that. So that's that. And then the back, I just left it blank. I'm gonna write my message there, and then here's another flat back pearl, and that's in the green color, like the light green color. So that's that one. And then for the second one, this is what I came up with. And this is a vintage, an image of a lady, and I believe this photo was taken in 1899. And doesn't she look gorgeous? I mean, she's so fancy, and the hat, and I just love, you know, the way the dress is. It's just perfect. So what I did here was I used the Die Cuts with a View Coral Couture stack for my papers. I used my Spellbinders dies and layered it, the image and this little mat here, and I popped both of them up on foam tape to give it some dimension. I used my Martha Stewart punch and punched out some butterflies from the paper, added some flatback pearls for the body. Here's another one of those fancy those little pearls. I got a bunch of them from eBay. Let's see, another butterfly here with the flatback pearl. All these flowers are from Wild Orchid Crafts. This one was just ivory and I left that alone. This one came like this. It's a peach color and I just left that as well. And I sprayed it with some my homemade glimmer mist in, it's like a gold color. I showed it before, but yeah. And then these were like some turquoise roses, and they were a little too turquoise for the paper, so I brushed it with Vintage Photo, and that kind of toned it down a little bit. And then I edged the whole tag in Vintage Photo as well as the Spellbinders die cutout pieces. Okay, so that's what I did there, and I really like the way it came out. I think it's very pretty, classy, just gorgeous. And then here's the back. Again, I just used the Spellbinders die and cut out the part of the paper that had these little gold lines going through it. Some more Martha Stewart punches that I just added there, and then again another little fancy flatback pearl, and I edged the whole thing with Vintage Photo as well. Okay, so that's it. These are my 2 tags in my series. I have a couple more that I'm going to share. Maybe, I don't know if I should do 2 episodes a week or 1 episode a week or whatever, but I have 2 more that I have completed that I'm going to share maybe next week. So anyway, I hope you guys like it. I'd love to hear your comments. Let me know what you think. Any images you might want to see, like whatever your nationality is. You know, I can try to find them. I found a lot of my photos, or I found a lot of the images from the New York Public Library digital, I think it's called the digital image. I don't know, if you search New York Public Library, you will find a lot of vintage photos. I also searched the Library of Congress, where I found a bunch of photos. That's where I got this one from. It's from the Library of Congress. And they have a bunch of African American images there, and they're free to use. So yep, so that's it. So thanks for watching, guys, and until the next video, bye.